Good morning. How are you? This is Marianne Grant, Life in Harmony podcast. Today is the first day of your life. It's important. What are you going to do with it? Remember, I talked about cleaning up any of that residue that you left behind yesterday, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, or sexually. If you're down and out and depressed, you're the only one that created that mess. You're the only one that can clean it up. We are not promised tomorrow, and yesterday is gone. Okay, I'm going to go over the list of all the things that control us throughout the day. Sarcasm. Sarcasm is anger, emotions, bad attitude, enabling, people-pleasing, not able to say no, drugs, alcohol, pills, sex, lust, love, anger, rage, porn, controlling everybody around you but yourself, distractions everywhere. Then you have nothing but excuses. Gambling, work, working out, food addiction, binge TV, phone, podcasts, news, caffeine, surgeries, pain, never having enough. Being in a relationship with a man or a woman, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally, or sexually abusing one another. Or you may want to add to the list. Okay, let's talk about jealousy, envy, competition, the haves and the have-nots, and the importance of discipline and structure. Let's talk about how when you feel jealous or you feel envious or you feel like you're never good enough and you're constantly competing and putting yourself up against other people around you. Now, let's start with competition. You know, as a kid, I was into sports. There's healthy competition, and then there's unhealthy competition. Healthy competition is you look at striving for something that you know you could do better at, but set up a realistic goal. Like, if you're 6 feet tall, there's things that you could do differently than if you're 5 feet tall. There's things that you're going to be able to do better at 5 feet tall. There's things you're going to be able to do better at 6 feet tall. Set up the realistic goal of what you're competing with. Don't have it be unrealistic. And focus on what your gifts are when you're playing sports, or what your gifts are with your talent, with your careers, what you're doing. And leave the rest up to other people. Don't try to master something that you know that you're never really going to be that great. Don't waste your time with anything. This is one of the things that I'm really good at. I master every minute of every day. And I'm down to reading or my interest. I don't waste any time or a minute or even a thought of something that's distracting me or taking away my energy. That's something I have truly mastered. I could be in a room with people and not hear a word. If it doesn't make any sense to me or if it has no meaning to me, I can tune it out in a New York second. And this jealousy thing is such a waste of time. Why would you want to be somebody else? We all come from dysfunction. We all have issues. We all have struggles. We all come from dysfunction. We all have something that controls us. Why would we want somebody else's baggage? And this is where the sick shit starts, when you compare yourself, compete with somebody else, or want what somebody else has. Remember, there's a price to be paid to be kept. Let's start with that. And I love when people show off with other people's money. The real gift is when you earned it yourself, you made it happen yourself, you did your own schooling, your own education, you didn't cheat, you did it yourself. And I want to talk about the importance of that practice and that discipline to get you there. See, without the practice and the discipline that I talk about every single day, you're going nowhere fast. So I know for me in my own life, what keeps me calm, what keeps me at peace is I always shoot for a notch higher. I always shoot for a little notch higher. I always shoot for a little notch higher. It keeps me humbled. It keeps me on track. It keeps me from not straying. It keeps me from not getting complacent. It keeps me to stay strong. And I learn from everybody. It's funny, like being with my grandchildren, I'm back to reading more again. I'm reading books with the kids, and now it's making me back to wanting wanting to read more of things that I enjoy. It's amazing who can inspire us, who can motivate us. We can get motivated and learn from everybody around us if we just let other people in. So today, if you're stuck in that nastiness of jealousy or envy, look at what it is you're jealous about and say to yourself, okay, what is it that I could do for myself to make something like that happen? Or is this unrealistic? And start setting towards that goal. Everything that we're upset about is something we're not doing for ourselves. That's the bottom line. So look at what it is that you can change. So what are you jealous of that person, their body, how they look, and look at realistically what you can do for your body and start working on your body. Or is it their intellect? Start working on stuff that you want to learn about. And again, it's a practice and a discipline. And it's about taking that little bit of time every day. This is where people get tripped up also. You really don't have to do too much of anything to change. Change is where you're consistent, persistent, and you do a little bit each day. And in 1 year, I'm not joking, in 1 year you won't recognize yourself. You literally just do a little bit of each day of what you put your attention on. So what you put your attention on is what you're going to get more of. Okay? So today your practice is going to be, what are you envious about? What are you jealous about? Look at that and say, okay, so what can I do about this? What can I change? There's a healthy competition. I like Sally. I like George. I like how they move or this or that. Work on your moves. Work on your condition. I'm seeing it with my grandson. He had a kick-ass game the other day, my son told me. At first, he was mad at me when I told him, he's too slow. We got to work on the weight. We got to eat less. Less is better. At first, he was mad at Grandma. Boy, he was mad. He went home and said, I'm shaming him. But you know what? And then he said, okay, Grandma, you're helping me get my head right. I'm not shaming him. I'm giving him constructive criticism. Now he's taking it. A lot of people get upset at first when they hear that constructive criticism. That's normal. That's good. That's healthy. That's called your compass. You better get upset. You either do something about it or you don't. And this is where, when it comes from people you love, they're not just saying it to hurt you. They're saying it because they love you. Remember, balance. Not too much of anything. Our kids, our partner, our play, our work. When we stay balanced, it's life in harmony. When we abuse ourselves, everyone we love is infected by it. You cheat yourself and everyone around you. The level of love and respect that you give yourself, that is the level of love and respect that you get in return. Remember, the goal for all of us truly is life in harmony. Our thinking can make or break us. That is why we have to check our thinking and attitude all day long. It has to be as natural as going to the bathroom, or else your head gets backed up. Remember, if you have an attitude, be attitude, being in the highest possible state of happiness, good humor, and contentment with the way things are. This, my friend, is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Remember, behind every breakdown, there's a breakthrough around the corner. People say, I want to help be a part of taking care of the world. Here's the good news. If you truly take care of yourself all day and be a living example, that is taking care of the world. We all have gifts. We all have worth. We all have work to do. That is the true meaning of taking care of the world. Doing your part, no exceptions. The answers lie in each and every one of us. Hey, you manipulators, smooth talkers, narcissisms, your words mean nothing and your actions say everything. Okay, I'm going to read a beautiful saying by Michael Singer. Spirituality begins when you decide you will never stop trying. Spirituality is the commitment to go beyond no matter what it takes. It's an infinite journey based upon going beyond yourself every minute of every day for the rest of your life. If you're truly going beyond, you're always at your limits. You're never back in the comfort zone. A spiritual being feels as though they're always against the edge and they're constantly being pushed through it. One should view their spiritual work as learning to live life without stress, problems, fear, or melodrama. This path of using life to evolve, spirituality is truly the highest path. Trust the process. The prerequisite to true freedom is to decide that you do not want to suffer anymore. You must decide that you want to enjoy your life and that there's no reason for stress, inner pain, or fear. It is a decision from your head to your heart. A disciplined mind is the road to nirvana, who is unaffected by good and evil, who is wakeful. You have to be wakeful to have change. Michael Singer. Okay, I'm going to read a little part from my book. Okay, this is fantastic. Page 111. Again, our daily inventory and maintenance checkoff list. I accept today and understand the only person I can change or regulate is myself. Wow. I accept today and understand the only person I can change or regulate is myself. There is so much power in that, knowing that you are the only person that you can change or regulate. And that was my beautiful music to my ears when I was in rehab, when I ended up like cracking, doing for everybody else and being there for everybody else and being the people pleaser, making sure everybody else was happy. And I was dying inside. I was going 100 miles an hour and I didn't even realize it. And I remember the day my sponsor, and every day, how are you? How are you? Oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm fine. And then one day I just cracked. I was in the middle of the highway and just started bawling and bawling and bawling in this explosion, this volcano of explosion, of pain from the time I was a little girl to where I was. And just snot crying and exploding and getting all that shit out of me. And I couldn't even pinpoint what. It wasn't just Joe being away. It wasn't just one thing. It was a multitude of things. It was about being beaten all my life. It was this. It was that. It was being a middle child. We can go on and on and on, but it was healthy. It was refreshing. It was cleansing me. And from that day forward, for 1 year, I cried. I didn't know you could cry for a solid year. And when I went back and forth to therapy, I cried. In between clients, I cried. And I realized the freedom was I can only change myself. I'm not responsible for anybody else. And, you know, this is scary. And a lot of moms, a lot of grandmothers, a lot of men think that they can control everything in their life, and they're control freaks. Control is our number one killer. And here's what I'm going to say for the parents, for people that we love, our children, our partners. The hardest part is letting go, and everybody has to experience their own pain. And mom and dad and husbands and wives, get the hell out of the way. Let your partners, let your children, let everybody you love around you, let them lie in their own blood. Let them cry. Let them feel it. They have to get to the other side. And I'm saying this out loud for myself. It's one of the hardest things as a parent. And every day I do the serenity prayer and let go. And when I'm scared or when I fear and I see things and I know what's going to happen, I just ask God to wrap his arms around who's ever suffering in my life, and to give them direction, because I can't. Only the universe, only God, only somebody higher than myself can do that. I'm not in charge. I'm not God. I can't control anything around me. All I can do is be a living example and not be a hypocrite. And everything I teach and everything I do live it. I do practice it. And I am a living example. But it doesn't mean it feels good sometimes to see people that you love hurting and suffering. So today, focus on yourself. Be that example. Be the best person you could be. Live the highest day of integrity. And live the highest level in integrity. If you live your day, each day like that, you will never, ever, ever have to question or worry ever again. And remember, we can all heal together one day at a time. It is a decision from our head to our heart. Work on one thing at a time. Eventually it will be a way of life. Don't do too much of anything. Balance is most important. I am clean and clear of all diseases and negative thoughts. I accept today where I am powerless. I have control where I have choices. I will reach out for help and use my tools today. I accept today and understand the only person I can change or regulate is myself. I will take time to hug and kiss the loved ones around me. I will show my partner today how much he or she is appreciated, needed, and loved. I will speak up for myself today. I will take charge of my life today and realize I'm in charge of all my decisions. I will know when it's time to bail out and let go and trust the process. I will set realistic goals for myself. I will get 7 to 8 hours of sleep tonight. I will set healthy boundaries around myself today. I will not allow anybody to speak to me with disrespect. I will make a conscious effort to eat healthy meals. I will take my vitamins, food supplements today. I will drink 6 to 8 glasses of water today. I will be good to myself today. Whoever can see through all fear will always be safe. I will talk with someone I trust and respect and be honest with them. Accountability is key. We always lie to ourselves. I will trust and reach out to my higher power today. I will accept and say thank you for everything that happens to me today, good or bad. I will not do anything to cause harm to myself or others today. I'm willing to change today. I will exercise today. I will pray for the well-being of myself and others today. I will write a list of all the things I want in a partner. If I become it, I will attract it. Discipline is freedom. Do 2 things a day that you don't want to do to have a successful day. My 2 things are always getting up early, doing my podcast, working out, and keeping my food clean, and the rest will follow. You can reach me at createyourspirit@gmail.com. Hit that colorful round button that says L. If you want to go to my podcast, I'm doing Monday. I'm doing 5 days a week. Please start with podcast number 1, number 2, number 3. And you can reach me at Life in Harmony online and leave your number, and I'll go over my services with you. And remember, please start with podcast number 1, number 2, number 3. There's order into receiving this information, and do it for 30 days, and you will say, wow, in 1 year, you won't even recognize yourself. And remember, I want you to have a jaw-dropping day today, and thank you for listening.